Vikings. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Check 41. Crunch time, defense.
Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense. And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. They go play action. It's Rosen. He'll find his receiver. That's Chad Beebe. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 12 yards there. 1st down, Vikings. Now Rosen on 1st down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Bernardrick McKinney, the linebacker, picks it. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. They'll run for the first time with Tevin Coleman. Oh, he breaks another. And some room to roam now. That one's good for 35 yards on the ground and a 1st down. Another fine carry from the NFL's rushing leader, and quarterbacks typically dominating the MVP balloting, but I think you got to give this guy serious consideration, don't you?
I agree totally. I mean, he's leading the league in rushing, and let's face it, partner, the running back renaissance in the NFL, it's real, and it's really helping teams along the way. He's a prime example. Got to give him strong consideration for MVP talk.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. A tale of two extremes. First carry, he went for a bundle. His second goes backward.
And how many times have we seen that happen? Because you get that big carry, and you come back and you're all fired up, and sometimes you force a run a little bit, right? Trying to break off that big carry again, and instead it works opposite.
He's got Fuller. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Now they'll have it 1st and goal following that gain of 17. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field all they're thinking is finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that
and he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. O.J. Howard with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
We got this. The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM, it always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
Now Cook, he's got it off the draw. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with third down now looming.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Zach Cunningham with a pick, and his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
On the draw play, Coleman. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man.
24. Right there, 54, right there, 54, Mike.
Throwing on third down, Watson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. John Johnson with the INT. Bear in mind they had 2 interceptions last week, but that was in 4 quarters. They've got 2 here in the first quarter alone.
And the unsung people in this streak, the pass rushers, because most of the time, they're the ones that affect things in the pocket for a quarterback, trying to throw the football, rushing them, getting them off their spot, harassing them, and that allows the defensive backs, the linebackers, to swoop in and make the picks downfield.
And they're swooping. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Here's Rosen. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. On the ground, it's Cook. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
On the carry, it's Cook. Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't.
And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. Bernardrick McKinney, the linebacker, picks it. There he goes, left side. And he will score. It's a touchdown. And this defense. It's looking like they have come to play the pick six, and just like that, it's 13-0 early on.
Well, go back with me to our training camp visits. What do we hear during these drills? Pass. Ball's in the air.
And then my favorite.
Oski, that's the interception. That means everybody finds someone to block them legally, stay on your feet, and they get it done. Touchdown.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. A throw left side to start the drive is complete.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Cousins gives way to Cook. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1.
No gain on that run, and while this team is down, they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe you just have to think about different style of running in order to get this guy going.
To throw is Cousins. Looking here for Smith downfield. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week, and they're looking good here so far in this first quarter.
You know, we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, in that zone. Defenses can be the exact same way, and I think we're seeing an example of it here.
Meanwhile, checking in on what's going on in Baltimore. And it's the Ravens that have moved out to an early advantage. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. Watson will bring up the Texans here 1st and 10 at their own 15. They'll start out on the ground with Coleman. He's got a 1st down past the 30. And finally taken down at the 35-yard line. A big-time play there for the Texans. And even 50 yards.
And the Texans 1st down.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Right back to Coleman here on 1st down. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Watson rolling to his right. And he finds Howard complete. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. O.J. Howard with his 14th touchdown of the year, 2nd of the game. And the Texans push further out in front. He's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. Thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Cousins. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. A big play there. Cousins to Thielen, 42 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line. The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3.
I'm going back to you. I'm going back to you.
From the 16, Cousins. And he can't hang on. He had a good shot there for his 3rd pick of the game. Instead, it's 3rd down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Open man is Treadwell, and he's got it for the Minnesota touchdown. Laquan Treadwell hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point right down the middle, and they'll cut the lead to 21-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by John Johnson. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
Hey, it's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Following the interception, Cousins. That's going to be caught. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Jeff Swain, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are back within a single score. Point after, right down the middle. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Even though they might not find the number 1 seed next to their name come playoff time, there's not going to be very many teams, if any, entering the playoffs on the kind of run they're on. They're hot.
And I love that word, hot, because every team in the league wants to go into the playoffs on that uptick. Because a lot of the time you serve notice to the rest of the league that, hey, we're the team you need to deal with. We're the team that's going to be a real problem for you. And if they can continue this streak, they could very well be that team and gain that confidence that they're seeking as they head to the playoffs.
And confidence, that's the word I would use from our meetings with them. They said we're playing our best football right now. It is showing. Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
Now Watson to throw on third down. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Watch the run. Watch the run. Good shot, baby.
They'll run with Coleman on first down. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Here's Watson. Man open, that's Kiki QT, complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 36.
One of the feature points of the in route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not to wait too long and let his receiver wander into some tough territory. If he's late with the ball, he can get his receiver hit and hit hard.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 36. Handoff, Coleman, right side. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Now a give right side, Coleman. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal.
Right there, 54, right there, 54 miles.
On 3rd down, here's Coleman. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. This situation in the 4th quarter, you go for it. But here, take the points.
If you go for it here and don't get it, you and I are missing our plane, and we're going to the post-game press conference to hear him justify it. Because the next thing we'll see is the owner walking in, announcing a firing. There's no way he goes for it here. Get the field goal. It's the first half of the game. You've got time to make it up.
Let's go.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line. That pick, his 9th on the season.
Remember when we were kids and you were playing Little League Baseball, and they penciled you in the 9 spot in the order? That wasn't so good, was it?
Were you in the 9 hole?
Or you played the 9 position, right field? That wasn't so great.
That wasn't. You're picking dandelions out there.
Exactly.
But the 9 picks
9
you
picks, you want that in a big way. That's a great season.
Heck of a season. A quick throw out wide to Fuller. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. On 2nd and 12, Watson. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Danielle Hunter in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans. 3rd and long, it's Watson. And the pressure gets to him again. Danielle Hunter, it's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign. On 4th down, here's Matt Bosher on to punt. Back deep is a very dangerous Mike Hughes. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And a first half that really has not been kind to them. A late opportunity here to maybe make some inroads on this deficit before half.
And this drive is going to go a long way towards telling us whether they actually have a chance to come all the way back in this game or not.
The Vikings going to signal for their first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Bernardrick McKinney, the linebacker, picks it. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. On 1st down, it's Coleman. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Here's Watson. He lets this one fly toward the back of the... And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now Cousins. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And it's knocked away and incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there. And it's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 11.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. This time they stay on the ground. And he's going to get this to about the 20, but that is well short of what he needed. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Texans take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and it'll be a third and about 13.
Let's go, D. It's going to be a long one. It's going to be a long day. Right there. 54. Right there. Right there. 54 Mike. 54 down. He's coming. Hey, watch that. Check Mike. 54. Let him go.
From the gun, here's Watson. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down.
To me, the defense was looking a little gassed near the end of the first half, but they've come out of the locker room with a little extra spring in their step. Wonder what they did at halftime to get them so motivated.
I don't know, but that sack looked good. Now let's see if they can build on the momentum of that play. Fielded at the 33. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Vikings will take over here first and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them.
He's got the lane, and there he goes. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook with touchdown number 8 on the year, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away.
Their own 25-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
So here's a first and 10 at the 38. Now Watson. He'll buy some time right. On the run, and his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at about the 31. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Thought he had the pick. Flag comes in for PI, so cancel it out.
Interference. Oh, a killer for them. Thought they had a nice play. Instead, they'll be marching off yardage against them.
Coleman. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, put a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. On first and 10. Watson. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. And the coach has decided to throw the red flag. He will challenge this play.
Watson's pass intended for Will Fuller. Incomplete. John Johnson on the...
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player. You threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
Only a yard that time, second and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
On second and goal, Watson, and he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Ben Gideon coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Screen play, Johnson. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. Fairbairn able to put this one through. And that will double their lead as it's up to 6. So unable to convert for the touchdown inside the red zone, but they do come away with 3.
Yeah, it's a 32-yarder. That's essentially an extra point nowadays, right? Because it's 33 as a general rule for these guys. So it should be a simple kick. But you know what's really strange nowadays? When they miss an extra point, I think they carry that with them longer than missing a field goal because an extra point is supposed to be automatic.
Absolutely, and I would think even field goals inside of 30 yards, even though they're substantially shorter than a PAT, it just has a different feel, doesn't it?
A different feel, a different vibe. That's what I get from all the kickers I talk to. They always say if I miss an extra point, that's the one that bothers me more.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. Working out of the gun, Cousins. The throw complete to Beebe. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
We're going.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. Again, it's Cousins. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. J.J. Watt, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. 3rd and long for Cousins. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 31-yard line. Cousins going to come up on a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Cousins. Complete. Smith has it. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. Well, we haven't been shortchanged on offense. Another fun play to watch there on the deep pass.
This game has the feel of a turkey bowl, a Thanksgiving day. You know, when we get together this year, when the Davises and the Gaudens get together, that's what our playbook's going to look like. Like they're drawing them up in the dirt, and so far it's working for both of them.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll be taken down after a minimal pickup, and that will take us to the end of quarter number 3. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the 4th. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Don't get nervous. Where's your heart?
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season, as his guys are an extra point away now from taking the lead here in the 4th. A very important extra point there, up and good, and they have taken the lead here in this 4th quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Kenny Clark in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now. For him on the year.
It's 2nd down.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Watson now to throw. Out to his left. It's complete to Fuller. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
From the gun on 3rd, Watson. Got an open man, it's QT. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there, because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you can just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. Watson now 5 straight completions here in this 2nd half. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Watson. And the catch made by Hopkins. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them the lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Check three, check three, check three. Check 94.
From the red zone now, Watson. It's complete to Hopkins. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. 11 yards there, just like last play. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead. Now it's Watson. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Will Fuller was the intended target, but it'll be 2nd and goal.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
That 4th quarter, maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Tevin Coleman. Touchdown number 15 on the year. And the Texans have retaken the lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with the battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
A shotgun snap for Watson, and this one's caught. And their 4th quarter lead grows by a couple more. He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Throwing is Cousins. And this is Cook with a grab. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
Cousins now. It's caught, Smith. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. To the air again, it's Cousins. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness. I guess they're in a situation now, 4th quarter, where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't know that that was the type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted. And if it does get picked off, that could possibly seal this one.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the 1st. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Now Cousins on 4th down. And this one complete to Smith. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Cousins. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Cousins. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Bernardrick McKinney, the linebacker, picks it. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line. And give him now 4 interceptions in this game. That's only the 3rd time this has been done since the year 2000.
I think that tells you how much better teams have gotten at throwing the football. If you go all the way back to 1960, 12 times before that, there have been guys who get 4 interceptions or more in a game. I mean, most recently, since 2000, Delta O'Neal and D'Angelo Hall.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at their 49-yard line.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They will run again with Coleman. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
And it brings up 3rd down.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
Let's bring it.
From the gun, Watson. Open man is QT, complete. And he'll only get this to the 47. He needed a few more yards to pick up the 1st.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a 1st down.
The punter Bosher on now as he gets this one away. He's going to field this at the 4. We've got a 1-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. The linebacker, Zach Cunningham, there defensively to make that play. This defense hasn't had the best showing in this game, but a critical knockdown there. If they can hang on, I guess the end will kind of justify the means.
Certainly, and just think of it this way. It may not be the quantity of the plays that they've had because those haven't been great, but they get a few more quality ones like that. That could finish things off for them.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Tried to go back again to Adam Thielen, and it's 3rd down. Back to throw, and he fends him off. J.J. Watt in there to drop him as that clock continues to run.
Now this is where field awareness comes into play. He's getting perilously close to his own goal line, and after that sack, backed up to his own 2.
They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And that'll be just about all she wrote for this one. They come out here in the I. So this one fairly well in the bag as they take over with a 1st and goal. It's Coleman here. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Tevin Coleman, his second TD of the game and 16th on the season. And the Texans push further out in front. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. That'll be taken in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the fourth. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. Cook. Room to run past midfield. And some space here. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Well, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 24-yard line.
But Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Houston, a final win here means they'll finish off the regular season at a solid 13-3. And now